Connecting to the recording server. Meeting recording is in progress. Excellent. So, welcome to WorldCat Discovery, accessing global information sources, books, ebooks, articles, videos, and more. Okay. Where's the recording? Okay. Sorry. So welcome to this WebEx session. I hope this is helpful to you. What we're going to be doing right now for the next almost a half hour is I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the WorldCat Discovery feature from the library homepage. I'm Craig Anderson. I'm one of the many helpful and enthusiastic librarians here at the Nancy Thompson Library Learning Commons. That's what we're going by now. This session is going to be about WorldCat Discovery. So basically what WorldCat Discovery is, it's created by the OCLC company, which stands for something, something, library, something. Linda probably knows what it is. She can say in the chat. So OCLC created WorldCat Discovery, which is kind of short for World Catalog. Librarians like to abbreviate the word catalog to just cat because most of us are crazy cat ladies. I have 5. So what WorldCat Discovery is meant to do is it's kind of meant to solve the problem of once upon a time in libraries you would have to look in several different places if you wanted to find books or articles or videos or music and all these other media that information could be found on. So what WorldCat Discovery is meant to do is to solve that problem by putting all of these different resources kind of in one place. And if you go to the library homepage lives at library.kane.edu. The library homepage lives at library.kane.edu, and this will take you to this page that you're seeing now. You should be seeing it on my screen. It will redirect to a site that's libguides.kane.edu/library. If that's somehow easier for you to remember, please feel free to go to that page instead. Not right now because you're watching this video. So what I'm going to do in the WorldCat Discovery for right now, I'm going to do a search for one of Shakespeare's plays. It's called The Merry Wives of Windsor. I used to be an English major, so I have this kind of favoritism towards Shakespeare and his plays. This is one of his later plays, one of his later comedies that he wrote because Queen Elizabeth I was a Falstaff fangirl. So I'm going to do a search right here. Now, I'm just doing a search for everything. You'll notice that this everything button is kind of lit up, highlighted. If I wanted to only search for books, I could do that. If I wanted to only search for articles, I could do that. But this is just going to be an everything search. And I'm going to assume that I am a Shakespeare student searching for information on his play, The Merry Wives of Windsor. So I'm going to click search for right here. And this brought me 6,375 results in libraries worldwide. Now, the thing that WorldCat will do is it will search for libraries all over the world, but it will give a preference to the Nancy Thompson Library Learning Commons. You might notice over here it says that these results are sorted by library. So anything that's held by the Kane University Nancy Thompson Library is going to come up first at the top of the list. So that's why you're seeing all these that say held by Nancy Thompson Library, held by Nancy Thompson Library, etc. So I'm just going to go through a few of these. The very first one that comes up, it's Merry Wives of Windsor by William Shakespeare, Recorded Books, Incorporated. Now this is an ebook. It says right here, view ebook. So that's how we know that this is an ebook. If we click on ebook, a lot of the ebooks we get from ProQuest eBook Central. Oh, I've been timed out due to inactivity. That's not good. Okay. What ProQuest eBook Central is going to make me do is to sign in with my Kane username and password. This is the same way that you would log into your Kane email, except you just don't use the @kane.edu. So I'm going to use my username and password. And this brings me to the ebook version, The Merry Wives of Windsor. And it seems like this is a book about Shakespeare's play. It's not literally the Shakespeare play. Oh, it's from Folger Shakespeare Library, so it might include, it looks like it does include the full text. Now, unfortunately, this book is not available for download. So I'm guessing this is not available at our library. Usually there's a way to order the book from our library, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. Let's see. Let me do one of these other ebooks, if I can find one. Okay, so this is another ebook that comes up. This is one of the ones that you can read it for 5 minutes and then request this book from our library. This will let you have a sneak preview of this book. It's a book that we don't own the digital copy of this book, but we can request it. And when you request an ebook from a librarian, the request goes to one of our email inboxes, and we'll see that a student has requested this particular ebook, and we will be able to either approve or deny that book request. I want to say in like 95% of all cases, we approve the book request, just going on the strength of the idea that if it's something that you in particular want for your research, it's something that another Kane student or faculty member is going to want as well. So we'll just, when you put in a book request through an ebook, we'll usually just kind of add it to our virtual collection. And don't worry, no one's ever going to like chase you down and make you pay for that book that you've added to our virtual collection. This is just the way that we kind of add to our online ebook collection, so that we develop the collection. There are some books that you'll see that you won't have to request. They'll just be a part of our virtual collection, and you won't have to request them or anything. So that's ebooks. Some of the other books on this list here, it says available, Nancy Thompson Library, main collection. And it has a call number right here. Now, this is a book that we actually have in print. This is a book that we actually own the hard copy of, and it's in our library. In this case, it's under PR. PR is English literature. So that will be on the 3rd floor. Basically, anything from A through HM 101 is on the 2nd floor. HM 104 to Z is on the 3rd floor. That's how you would find books in our actual print collection. So, some kind of audio feedback here. Someone requests an ebook, it stays. Oh, good question. When someone requests an ebook, it stays in the Kane ebook library afterwards for everyone. That depends on the publisher. There are some that we have to actually buy, and some that we can do as like a 1-day loan or a 2-day loan. Usually there's the option for a 1-day loan or a 7-day loan, and those wind up being both the same price a lot of times. And I don't know why that is, but there are some books that, again, it depends on the publisher, it depends on the rights that we have to the ebook. We might get to, purchase that ebook, and then we get to keep it forever in our collection, I believe. So, and Linda can correct me if I'm saying any of this stuff wrong. So that's the ebooks. Again, as I said, we do have books in our print collection as well, currently. And you'll notice that as I keep scrolling up and down this list of results. We also have videos as well. Some of these are coming up as videos. So if we go to the video, now in this case it's a Shakespeare play, so it will take us out to the BBC Shakespeare site. And it's certainly taking its sweet ass time. Pardon my French. Let me try one of these other ones. Oh, no, here it is. So this will take us to the video of this particular production. And we can watch this. This is going to be the entire video, The Merry Wives of Windsor. You'll notice also the BBC Shakespeare plays. This is a resource we have also under databases, and it's got all of Shakespeare's plays here online. I'm not going to watch the whole play right now. So some of these show up as videos. Some of these show up as musical. You can listen to the audio, and in this case, it's something we get from the Naxos Music Library. It's actually, again, this is taking its sweet time to get up here. This is actually from an opera that was based on The Merry Wives of Windsor by Carl Otto Nicolai. Is it actually playing? There it goes. So you could listen to this entire opera based on The Merry Wives of Windsor, or in this case, Die Lustigen Weiber von Windsor. But again, I'm not going to listen to the whole thing right now. Just as long as you know that the WorldCat catalog will link to video as well as audio. For some things, it will also link to like government documents, like U.S. documents from the government printing office, although I don't know if there will be many Shakespeare government documents. And you may have noticed on the side here, there are various ways that we can limit our search. We can limit to only resources held by Kean University Nancy Thompson Library Learning Commons. So if you only want things that are held by our library, you can do that, and this is a listing of only our resources. But the benefit of not doing that is that sometimes in WorldCat, it is genuinely a world catalog. You will find resources that are held by other libraries. So I'm just going to click over here and limit our search to only print books. I'm going to go to the 5th page here because I want to show you an example of, there's this one here. It's a print book. It's apparently from 1874. But you'll notice a lot of these other ones do say held by Kean University Nancy Thompson Library, but these few here do not. Number 45, 46, 47, they do not say held by the Nancy Thompson Library. So in this case, what you would do is you would click on it, and what this is going to show you is what libraries have it, what the closest libraries are that have it. And you'll notice here, unfortunately, this one, and this could be because it's from 1874, is held at the Trinity College Library in Dublin. If you ever have the opportunity to go, please do. It's a beautiful, beautiful library. And the search location, it kind of defaults to Building L, that's the library right here, 1000 Mars Avenue in Union, New Jersey. So it will tell you which is the closest library to here that has it. So in this case, we're kind of out of luck, unless we're planning a trip to Dublin anytime soon. But what we can do is you'll notice that there's a button right here that says to request this item through interlibrary loan. So we can click on request this item through interlibrary loan. It will bring up another window here. There's the Merry Wives of Windsor. And we can fill this all out here. What type of item it is. Now this is obviously a book. We would be loaning it. When do we need it by? The interlibrary loan people like if you fill out when you need the item by, whether it's a book or an article. And I'll show you can do this for articles as well. Just in case, on the off chance that we eventually find this item, but it's like Christmas of 2036, do you still need it? So you would fill out when you need it by, your name, your email address, and then click submit. And then this item would go to our interlibrary loan department, and they would order the book or article or whatever other item. Somebody just came in really loud. So yes, that's how you would order items through interlibrary loan. The bad news about interlibrary loan is that it can sometimes take a week, 2 weeks, maybe even more. So it's not the kind of thing to use if this is something you need for a paper that's due tomorrow and you're just working on it now. But if you have enough advance notice, sometimes interlibrary loan can really be a lifesaver. I'm going to look at some of these other print books as well here that are in other libraries. This one's a little bit more reasonable. Wait, let me try and look up. Which was it? This one? No, this one? Oh, I see somebody else's video. Okay, so like for this item in particular, again, it's a print book, but unfortunately it's not available at the Nancy Thompson Library/Learning Commons. But if we click on it, it will tell us what other libraries nearby have it. And this is going by our current address, or my current address from this computer. Apparently the closest one that has it is Columbia University. That's kind of far. So we can order this through interlibrary loan, or if we happen to be not on campus, if we're at some other location, or maybe we're home for vacation or something like that, we can put in, for example, our zip code. I'm just going to do the zip code for Wall Township, New Jersey. And in this case, Princeton is actually closer, and it has that book, although I don't think they would necessarily let you have it unless you're a Princeton student. But one of the benefits of WorldCat is it does show you what nearby locations will have the item if it's not something that's owned by Kean University Library. So I'm just going to go back to this big list right here. Now, I've been talking mostly about books, but of course you can get articles as well. If you want to limit your search to only articles, you can do articles or like book chapters or just merely articles. Here are a number of articles that are available through WorldCat, and it will usually show you the ones that we have access to, and then if you click View Full Text right here, it will show you the full text of this article. Actually, this one took us to just the archives of notes and queries. If you find a better example, here's Shakespeare Quarterly. And this, I believe this will take us to JSTOR, yeah. This takes us to JSTOR, and here is the full article right here, The Merry Wives of Windsor. So we can read the full article. So WorldCat will take you to these resources. If you want to limit your search to only peer-reviewed articles, you can do that as well. For some classes, you'll be required to only use resources that have been reviewed by other experts in that field so that your professor knows that this is a reliable source of information. So hold on just a second. So here's all these articles available in Taylor and Francis on The Merry Wives of Windsor, a Warwickshire scandal. So that's another way you can limit your search. I'm just going to take off articles for right now. Take off peer-reviewed. If you want to limit your search by author, you can do that as well. If you only want articles that are in the last 5 years or the last 10 years so that you're not getting, things that are outdated. Now with Shakespeare, that's not really too much of a worry, but if you're doing research, say, in the medical field, or, something, one of the sciences, you might want to limit it to, only recent articles, recently published articles. Now, when you do searching through for articles in WorldCat, it does bring a lot of articles, and it brings a lot of articles from many different databases, but depending on what class you're doing, you might want to, if you back out to the main library homepage, you'll notice that there's also an option here for databases A to Z. Some of the databases can be a lot more specific if you're doing research. The WorldCat Discovery application, as much as we love WorldCat Discovery, it does do more of a general search, whereas if you're searching for something a little bit more specific, you might want to go to the A to Z list of databases. And then from here, you can just limit them by subject so that you can find a database that's tailored for your specific major or subject heading that you're researching. Okay, are there any questions up to this point? And you can put in the chat thing. Oh, actually, Stuart, what do you think of academia.edu and the search engine? I'm not as familiar with academia.edu, unfortunately. I don't believe that Kane subscribes to this. ssrn.com? No, I don't know about that. I do know about Google Scholar. Google Scholar can be a really great database, but it's a little bit limited. See, we don't have we have Academic Search Premier. And SSRN, is that a social science database? Yes, okay. Yeah, apparently Kane does not subscribe to SSRN, unfortunately. Or it doesn't seem to. It does subscribe to the Social Science Database and Social Science Citation Index. But, also, the thing I meant to say, wait, let me try Mary Wives of Windsor. I meant to say that another thing that you could do in WorldCat Discovery, you can go to an advanced search. An advanced search gives you a few more fields to play with. If you're searching for a specific author, you can search by an author title. If you know the title of a specific article that you want to look for, you can do that, or the title of a specific book. And here you can narrow down by year and different formats. If you only want books in Braille, that would be interesting. So advanced search gives you a ton of more options that you can use as well. And I meant to say that. Any other questions? We've got about 6 minutes left, so yeah, I hope this has been a helpful session to you. I hope you've gotten a lot of information about this. I mean, I could talk about WorldCat Discovery all day, but we only have a half-hour session, so can we renew books online? Thank you, Linda. Yes, there is a way. If you go back to WorldCat, and this is the advanced search, I can go just to regular WorldCat. There is a way that you can sign in up here, and you can sign into your WorldCat account. I think this is it. I never remember my password. Yes. You can sign into your WorldCat account if you go to sign in up here. It says Craig in big letters. I can go to my account. I probably shouldn't be showing you this so you see all the overdue books that I have. Yeah, this was due quite some time ago. But you can click here to renew any of the books you have online. Usually you have to renew them. I don't know if I have the same renewal ability as everybody. But yes, if you go up here, you have several options. My personal list, my saved searches. If I do a search on something, if I were searching for the Merry Wives of Windsor and feminist critiques of the Merry Wives of Windsor, and I want to just save that search so I can keep going back to it if I'm working on like a lengthy project, like a thesis or something, and I just want to save that particular search so that I can go back to it and keep, mining different types of data. And the great thing about saved searches is, if I do a search today on, say, the Merry Wives of Windsor and feminism, and then 2 months from now somebody writes a new article, then when I go back to my saved search, those new articles will come up as well. So I'm going to sign out of my account right now, but that's a good thing to know. I think that's super. Yeah, I think I do too. So okay, any questions about anything that I've mentioned here, or anything that I haven't mentioned here? Because librarians, we're always looking for a cheap excuse to prove how smart we are. Okay, I'm gonna let it go for just a little while longer. Most grateful. Oh, Linda's posting the feedback survey over on the chat on the side there, which you should be able to see if you can see the chat. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, and feel free to play around with WorldCat. Like I said, if you see me around the Library Learning Commons, please feel free to ask me if you have any other questions. It's best used if you just kind of like play around with it, try different things, try different types of searches. So, all right, on that happy note, I'm going to close out this session. Thank you all for attending. It's been great spending this time with you. And hope to see you all soon. So thanks again. And now I'm just going to close out. Bye. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. It's only Monday. Bye.